if the information on my screen is correct, we are live not only on Dynasty of Wrestling, but on Deck with Titanic as well on both channels today. So somebody let me know if you can see us on both channels. I can't touch my phone right at the moment. It's actually, I better touch my phone and mute this damn thing before it starts going off.
I'm going to check it. I'm going to check it out.
You do that and let me know. While you do that, I'll run through some sponsors real quick. Of course, I want to thank Ace's veteran-owned and operated. Excuse me. Good Lord, I'm starting already. He does custom boots, custom belts. Our belts have been shipped. They will be unveiled. Mine will probably be unveiled first here on the show, and then yours will be unveiled next once it gets to you. He does good custom belt work, if you see there. The Good Brothers title belt that he did for them. He also does great custom boot work, as he's got custom boots here. You see Sky High, the tag team, featured in the picture. They're wearing their boots. Their boots are also featured in the picture, as well as he did the replica of Andre the Giant's boots. Huge advocate for this guy. Also, check out repsports.com. Code Divine10 will save you anywhere from 10 to 20% off on your purchases. Hypersleep pre-workout. Are we rolling?
We are rolling on both.
On both. Awesome. So let's get that shared. As a matter of fact, let's do a big share. And see.
I turn myself down because I don't like listening to myself talk.
I don't like listening to myself either. So do not worry. But we will throw, let's see here, on both channels. We'll see if we can get some viewage today. But while we're doing that, my brain is gone. It happens at this age. Of course, pre-workout, hypersleep, a number of other things. Of course, my Mad Rabbit tattoo place. Love this place. Huge advocate for this place. Please, please, please check this place out. They are number one in my book. Code Divine10 saves you 20% off there. I used the body wash. I showed y'all guys that on Tuesday for Title Tuesday. Got the lotion ordered, got the sunscreen ordered, but 20% off, Code Divine20. You got the enhancer. Y'all all know I use the enhancer. I've showed that several times here on the show. Y'all know I use the soothing repair gel on all my new tattoos. Love their stuff. All right, so quick rundown of the show that I'll be at this weekend. And yes, I said I will be at a show this weekend. It is a miracle. I'm still holding my breath because I've said several times I'm going to be there, and hopefully nothing falls through this time. But Saturday, May 21st, we are going to Denham Springs, Louisiana at the LM Lockhart Gym for Pro Wrestling 225. SoFi and Chuck Divine taking on Baton Rouge Bullet. Jace Valor. We've got the Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Championship match. Dream Girl Ellie versus Coda King. Got a nice little slide I'll show you here in a minute of Coda King. She's also actually returning to DCW, I think is Diamond Championship Wrestling. And I've tried to explain this, and I figured out what it is. I talked to the promoter. They are having a Beat the Clock challenge. These two teams here, and these two teams here are having what they call a Beat the Clock challenge. So if Level X and the Pride, whoever wins in the fastest time, if they beat the time of the Make-Its versus Disobey, they get the tag team shot that night for the Pro Wrestling 225 Tag Team Championships against the Overboys. So it's a beat the clock challenge. They have to be the fastest win, and they'll get the title shot. Bell time 7 p.m. And here's that thing I was going to share you. Diamond Championship Wrestling, she is making her debut there. Coda King, I'm sorry. I've got 50 people on my mind right now. May 28th, she will be there at the Queen of the Diamond tournament. She has wrestled at SWA and, of course, 225. She's a rising star, and she's debuting there. They sent that out. I figured I'd share that with you guys. You can follow them on Facebook as well as 225 or Pro Wrestling 225. You can follow them on Facebook as well. Real quick, I want to share this with everybody. Slam Buddies. You can message these guys for a price quote today. Follow them on Facebook, Slam Buddies. That's all you got to do is look up Slam Buddies. They do great custom Slam Buddies, and they actually do great custom slam buddies. I mean, that's Eric Bischoff's slam buddy, right? They did the Arn Anderson slam buddy that'll be here soon. Rock and Roll Express. They did my slam buddies that will be here soon as well. So extremely excited about that. But yeah, check them out. Follow them on Facebook. Excited to share the news about those guys. Also,
we got a guy there at APW. He gets slam buddies.
Okay,
and he sells out. He sells out every show.
They are awesome, man.
People be buying them. So, and it's almost kind of like having the
old slam buddies,
wrestler, the old buddies that you had back in the day when we were kids. And
and that's what popped into my head when I seen them. I was like, I got to get my kids one of those. My son's always asking, Daddy, why aren't you an action figure? So I was like, you know what? I can be a slam buddy. So I'll get him a slam buddy. And then you brought it to my attention the other day that now I can be an action figure. So you never know. But speaking of the Rock and Roll Express, they are on their Jesus Christ. Maybe I should let you do this segment. Oh man, can you?
They're going to be in Memphis. They're going to be in Memphis Saturday.
Are they?
They'll be in Memphis Saturday. I don't know the bell time or anything like that. I just know they'll be there Saturday.
Well, I know they're
going to be. This is the farewell tour, and they're going to be at Tupelo, Mississippi, July 16th at the Tupelo Furniture Market.
Yeah, I have no clue where that's at. Apparently, it's Tupelo.
Tupelo.
Yeah, I know where Tupelo is. Smart ass.
It's a big deal. They have good shows down there.
I ain't never been. Bell time 7:30. Doors open at 6:30. VIP Championship Wrestling. Get there to meet Rock and Roll Express. This one is also Saturday, May 21st. Had I known about it, I might have made the drive over for this show. It's bell time. It's also at 7 p.m. This is Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. Huge friends of the show here, Rodney Mack and Jazz, and so we definitely had to promote this show for them. But no regrets. Historic Woodlawn Gym. Bell time will be 7 p.m. They're doing a meet and greet at 5 p.m. Huge show, number of matches. They've got Soda Pop Hendricks, Chandler Kins, I believe is his name. That'll be a good match. Rodney Mack, of course, taking on James Blackheart. When you got Rodney Mack in the ring, somebody's going to get their ass whipped because he don't take no shit off nobody. Rodney Mack is a true beast. Mike Dale, and I'm not sure. I think it's Xavier Gate. I'm not 100% sure on the name, so don't quote me on that. You can check out dogpounddojo.com to get your tickets. They've also got the QR code down there. I'm sure if you scan that, that'll take you to the link to get your tickets. But this is in San Antonio, Texas, at the historic Woodlawn Gym. Misty Marks and Vicky Lee, Household, and I'm going to say Caramel. I don't know, something Caramel. His last name is not showing up. But also, this one is not this weekend. This one is – actually, it is this weekend. Okay, this one is this weekend as well. Good Lord, there's a lot going on this weekend. This one is in Poplarville, Mississippi. Have no clue where Poplarville is. Bell time is at 7, admissions 10. It's Night of Champions 2. Don't know who anybody on this card is. They got a junior heavyweight title match. First ever will be crowned. It'll be the first ever junior heavyweight champion for whatever this company is, SWO Wrestling. Check them out at swowrestling.com. I'm not as up to date on this company. Just found out about them. This just kind of came to me through a Facebook message. Hey, will you plug this on your show? And so that's what I did. Next time they'll have to send me a rundown of everything that's going on. But admission prices are not bad. $10 a ticket. Not god-awful. This is SCW, Southern Championship Wrestling here, Live Pro Wrestling Saturday night. This one, let's see. Yeah, this Saturday night, I didn't want to lie to you. This one's in Long Beach, Mississippi. And bell time is 6. No, doors open at 6. Bell time's at 7. Again, not 100% sure on who's on the card. Not sure who any of these dudes are on the flyer. Another one of those kind of got thrown to me, asked to promote it. Ringside's $10, general admission $8. Not a bad price again. SCW Wrestling this Saturday night. Like I said, man, Saturday night's a fucking booming night down here on the coast. So I've got a lot
Hold
of
on,
options.
I got a couple I want to put out there for.
Well,
for
hold on. I've got your banner up. If you'll give me just a minute to get to it.
Well, hold on. I got some shows that are happening tonight.
Tonight, okay. Why didn't you send that to me?
Well, I just thought about it.
On a Thursday?
Redeemed Wrestling will invade the Tate County Fair, 7:00 bell time.
Oh,
the
wow.
Memphis Heritage Champion, the Gun Show, Brett Michaels will be there. Ron Horn will be there. Tommy Too Good, Malachi, everybody.
Good
Looks
deal.
Like maybe a Crawley or two may show up. And then
you should go check that out.
And then Saturday, they're doing a show at the Central Church in South Haven, Mississippi at 7100 Getwell Road. Admission's $10. Bell time's 3:00. And Jackson Riker from formerly WWE Jackson Riker.
Yeah, he was in TNA.
Gunner from TNA is going to be there.
Yeah, I know Gunner.
Okay. I just thought about that, so I thought I'd throw that out there.
I didn't know there were any shows tonight. This one here is June 18th, so I won't get this one wrong. This is June 18th, and this is World League Wrestling. And for those that don't know, this was once Harley Race's company. Now it's his son Leland Race's company. It's at the Harley Race Wrestling Arena in Troy, Missouri. And I probably said Missouri wrong. Should say Missouri. It ranks right up there with Arkansas, about one of the worst states to fucking be in. Sorry, Titanic. Tickets advance. Adults are $15. Children 5 and under are $5. Tickets at the door are $17. Children age 5 and under are $6. They give a number 573-392-4100 that you can call for ticket information. You can follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Every World League Wrestling Championship will be on the line at Gold Rush. There's a few of these guys on this poster that I've seen in action. Don't know their names, but they're pretty good. There's one in particular that I'm surprised is still being booked there. Old Brandon Espinosi. He's
been around. He's been doing some Memphis TV.
This one right here, I'm surprised he's still getting booked, but I'll leave that alone. It's not my business. I'm not booking this shit. Of course, we got triple threat tag team match action. AJ Kazaz and mystery partner taking on the Fixers versus the Mortons. Odd to see Ricky Morton tagging with anybody but Robert Gibson, but he's tagging up with his son. This will be at Always Ready, the big NWA pay-per-view they're doing, entitled Always Ready in honor of their NWA World Champion at this time, Matt Cardona. This will be June 11th, live on pay-per-view in Titanic. If you want to watch it, you can watch it on Fight. You can just use my info. Just don't give that out to everybody. But, anyway, and then, of course, we've got this is MPX Wrestling. Don't know much about Metroplex Wrestling. This is in Bedford, Texas. Casey Clay versus Tommy Dean. Bend the Knee is the name of the show. Again, don't know much about it. It's happening this Saturday night, May 21st. Tickets are $15. And again, here's another show that is Saturday the 28th. Purple Rain, not Purple Rain, but Purple Rain, as in Title Rain, not as in Prince's song Purple Rain. Big Fitz and Morgan Mercy taking on Down to Fight. Bell time will be doors open at 7:30. Bell time will be 8:00.
A lot of wrestling going on.
Ain't it, man? MPXWrestling.com. And again, they are in Bedford, Texas. Saturday, June the 11th. This one will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. Loud and Proud. This one is mostly, and please keep the derogatory comments to yourself, people. This is mostly the, gay, trans, bi show type thing. This is one of those Loud and Proud shows. VIP's $40, general admissions $20, front rows $30. Doors open at 6:15. Bell time will be 7 p.m. And that is on Maryland Parkway in Las Vegas, Nevada, June the 11th. And of course, Titanic, take it away.
APW presents The Rumble in the Valley, live at Cherry Valley, June 4th. Doors open at 6, bell time 7, and I can already tell you we will have a world title match between the champion Floyd Flair versus the Battle Bowl winner Smitty.
All right, sounds good. Tickets are $10. Children 8 and under are $5. Doors open at 6. Bell time at 7. Floyd Flair, the champion, is featured there in the middle. He is the guy that I have referenced that looks like Joe Exotic. So if Floyd wants to come on the show and cuss me out, I don't know if he's heel or babyface, but if he wants to come on the show and cuss me out for referencing Joe Exotic, he's more than welcome to. I'm not the only one that's made that assumption. I had a child who seen the video and said, "Dad, why is Joe Exotic wrestling?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's not him, man. He's still in prison."
Now, at the last show at Convergence, they had a big show. I kept talking about it.
Yeah.
Big shocking ending. We'll be posting that today.
Awesome. Good content coming out on deck with Titanic. Make sure you go over and subscribe to his channel as well as mine. We are live on both channels right now, On Deck with Titanic and Dynasty of Wrestling, to get the name out there for both of us. Excited. Eventually, I know that APW shows are a number of hours away from me. Eventually, I'd like to come up and check one of them out and see my brother again. Also, now this one is near and dear to my heart because Continental Championship Wrestling Fan Fest. Now, let me just kind of give you the rundown. They've already got Cowboy Bob. They've got Miranda Gordy coming. They've got Camille coming. They've got Scott Armstrong coming. The Fullers.
Boy, you blew that one up, didn't you?
The Fullers will be there. Geez, I can't get it out. Lori. That's all, folks.
Slow down.
Roy Lee Welch will be appearing as well. This is going to be July 2nd in Dothan, Alabama. And for those that don't know, a lot of the time when I've gone to get my Bulldogs, Dothan, Alabama is where we've gone and met the lady. She doesn't live in Dothan. She lives right outside of Dothan. But some of my distant in-laws live in Dothan, Alabama. So neat little town. They got quite a bit. But they will be at the crossing at Big Creek Saturday, July 2nd for Continental Championship Wrestling Fan Fest. You can follow them on Facebook at Continental Championship Wrestling. They've got huge names being signed every day for the Fan Fest. I believe Tony Atlas has also been signed, and a number of others. But, man, it's going to be huge. This one here, I know you don't know much about GCW. Now, I know quite a bit about GCW, but I have never seen a Cage of Survival match. Now, Sunday, June the 5th, they will be at the Showboat in Atlantic City, 5 p.m. You can get your tickets at gcwcos.eventbrite.com, and you can watch it on Fight. This is for the GCW Ultraviolet Championship. Now, John Wayne Murdoch is the champion currently. He won that belt from Alex Colon, who was the defending champion at the time. Alex Colon is a huge name in deathmatch wrestling. As everybody knows, he's a like a 3-time winner of the Tournament of Survival, which is their big deathmatch tournament. And when I say a deathmatch tournament, I mean they really give you a deathmatch. It's not that XPW watered-down bullshit that we've seen for King of the Deathmatch where Shellac won, okay? They really go out there and they give you everything they got. I expect this match to be gruesome. I expect it to be an all-out brawl. These two men really put it out there that they seem to legitimately hate each other. So I expect it to be very violent for the Ultraviolet Championship. Looking forward to that one. Also, speaking of XPW, I've sent the message to Rob Black, have not heard back. I've commented in the XPW board, and not me, I've had somebody tell me I should say please to him. I'm not saying please to him. If he wants to come on the fucking show and promote his shit while I trash talk him, he's more than welcome to. I'm not saying please. I'm not going to beg him to come on my show. And yes, the last slide of the day before we dive in and go off script and lose our mind and everything in between. What, you rolling your eyes because of all my slides?
No. Go ahead.
Or because of the last slide here?
I figured you'd have that last slide up.
Well, yeah, I mean, here we are, and this is, and I'm just going to come out and say it. The first rumor I heard was Flair and FTR versus Steamboat and Rock and Roll Express. And Steamboat says, I'm not healthy enough. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So who's next?
So who's next in line? That's my question. It's going to be a 6-man tag match. That much I know. It's supposed to be Flair and FTR versus Rock and Roll Express and a partner. Don't know who. It was originally come to my attention that it was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Steamboat, again, saying that he was unhealthy, could not do it. You told me that they had finally finalized a date for July 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And last I had heard, I was told it was going to be July 31st. So it'll either be the 30th or the 31st.
I know it's Saturday.
Okay. So it'll be Saturday night the 30th. That's what I was going to say. It's going to be in conjunction with the big star cast that's coming back. But Ric Flair, he's, Jesus Christ, what, 79? Almost
73.
73. See, I was trying to make it sound even better for the old son of a bitch. Okay. And of course, I shared a thing on Facebook, and it was Ric Flair with his slacks all cut up, and he's chopping the Grim Reaper, and he says, "I ain't dead yet, you motherfuckers." And Sam Dollar had to go and like that. But I mean, I feel like Ric Flair's challenging death to come get him. Am I wrong here?
So what are you trying to say? The Undertaker's going to be the last person?
I don't know, brother. I'm just saying. Something is wrong here, okay? Because Ric Flair, you say 73 years old. He hasn't wrestled a legitimate match since leaving WWE. I mean, the last time I seen him wrestle was in TNA with like Jay Lethal, and Jay Lethal carried the fucking match. So Flair looks good. I'll give him that. I've seen footage of him training and working out with Jay Lethal. He looks good, but he's been in and out of the hospital. He's had liver problems. I believe he's had some heart problems. I mean, he wants to die with his boots on, and I give him that. If that's what he wants to do is die with his boots on, you might fucking do that on July 30th, buddy. Because, one, it's probably going to be hot as fuck because they're going to be in Nashville. It's going to be the middle of the summer. I don't know who his opponents are other than the Rock and Roll Express, and they're old as fuck, too.
Yeah, the youngest guys in this match so far is FTR.
Right. I mean,
but you're putting the best tag team in the world.
I'll tell you what. I'll throw my name in the fucking hat to team up with Rock and Roll Express. How about that?
I bet you would.
If Ricky and Robert need a partner that fucking bad that they want to carry, I'll come in. I'll take the heat. FTR can kick my ass all night long, all over Nashville. I don't give a fuck. I mean, seriously. I mean, who they going to get? Because Ricky Steamboat says he's done. He says he can't do it.
Can't do Dusty.
Yeah, he's done passed on, God rest his soul.
Can't bring Cody in.
No. Maybe Sting? You think AEW would send him since they're sending FTR?
I'm sure they would. I mean, he can work outside dates.
Right, and I mean, I think, honestly, that would be his best bet at this point since he ain't going to have Steamboat. It's somebody.
That last night they did the broken ankle gimmick last night, though.
I seen that. But we've still got a month and a half or so away before July. Oh, actually 2 months, really. Because it's, the 30th of July is when they're going to do it. So
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. I'm interested in seeing how it plays out. I know Flair's not going to do much in the ring. I can tell you that right now.
He's going to throw some chops.
Oh, yeah. He's going to throw a lot of chops. Woo! I just hope we don't. Man, I just hope nobody.
I hope nobody gets hurt.
Well, that too, but I just hope that he doesn't tag out and permanently tag out. If you know what I'm saying, like that would be.
That would suck.
That would be heartbreaking, especially on live TV. I mean, they're going to air it on Fight, so. Man,
I'm ready for it.
I love Flair. But I don't.
I look forward to seeing FTR lock up against the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh yeah, and I bet they're excited about that. I bet that is something that Dax and Cash are extremely looking forward to and excited about.
And I believe that's supposed to be the Rock and Roll Express last match, right?
No. Well, yeah. I think so. The one at because the one that I've been promoting in Evansville is the last match at the Evansville Coliseum. So
right.
Yes, I think the July 30th match where they team up with whoever against Flair and FTR is officially their last match. Might have to try to if I'm not on the road or something at the time, I might have to try to travel up for that one because I've known Ricky and Robert since I've been lacing boots and been watching Flair since I was shitting green. So,
well, when I was watching the video a while ago of the Four Horsemen coming together and everything,
yeah,
Lex and Barry and all of them, someone posted the Four Horsemen are riding again. They said, riding on what? Wheelchairs?
and I laugh, but sadly, it's true. Barry has been in a wheelchair for a while.
Barry's bad shape.
Lex is in a wheelchair.
Lex got bad shape.
Hell, I think all of them but Flair's in a wheelchair except for Tully and Arn. And JJ.
But it's going to be awesome to see everyone. It's going to be awesome to see all of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to know who the sixth man's going to be. I mean, that right there could FTR alone is going to sell a shit ton of tickets. The fact that it's Flair's last match is going to sell tickets.
It can't be Magnum because Magnum's in a wheelchair.
Right.
Because it's Jim Crockett Promotions is putting it together.
It's got to be Sting. Hell, Vader's dead. Dusty's dead. Piper's dead. God rest their souls. I don't mean any disrespect. Have tremendous.
Nobody wants to see Valentine.
No. Even though that motherfucker ain't aged a bit, I tell you, he still looks the same.
The Road Warriors are both gone.
Yeah. I mean, we can speculate all day long, but I'm telling you, it's got to be Sting.
It's got to be Sting. Bleach the hair, kid.
Right.
Bring out the old tots.
Come back as the beach Sting, brother.
Surfer Sting.
We got to get you back in there.
Well, how the hell you been?
I've been good, man. I've been putting up some polls for short fuckers, tall fuckers, trying to get us some content for the next few shows. I'm thinking about doing some matches next, picking matches and putting them on polls and seeing where they level out. We can talk about some matches.
Like we used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
We can actually do a watch along on this. So.
There you go. I still got I got the Matt Cardona, Nick Gage stuff. All I got to do is go over to Fight, share it, and flip it up here, and we can just watch along on that bitch too. That death match, boy, people love that shit. I don't know.
I got a list. I got a whole list of matches too. So
send them to me, motherfucker. I'll throw them up here. I'll put them on the poll, and we'll see what people want.
Put them on there. Just go through there and look at them. See what you got. See what you want to put up there.
But yeah, I've been good. My face is healed up. I go back to get my stitches removed. I got the show Saturday night. I've probably gained 100 pounds, so I don't try to show anything below my head anymore because catching up with my old man, getting gray hair, long hair, and a fat belly.
Happens.
It does.
I gotta work. I gotta work 6 hours, at least 6 hours on Saturday.
Oh shit, that sucks. You should get in the truck and drive on over to wherever the fair's at and get some Redeem Wrestling footage tonight.
Yeah, right. I got to get up early in the morning to go to work.
I know. I was fixing to ask you how you been since you asked how I've been. I don't be very often.
Pretty good. I mean, I don't have to go back to see the doctor for 3 weeks.
Well, that's good news. That's real good news. I do want to throw this up here. I didn't get a picture of it yet for the Comic and Collectible Showcase, June 25th and 26th. It will be in Slidell, Louisiana. at the Harbor Center. And you've never been to the Harbor Center, but man, that place is freaking huge.
So it's called Slidell.
Yeah, Slidell.
Okay, so I always called it Slidell when I came through there.
I did too. Don't worry, they make fun of me for it too.
Well, I can't help it.
Yeah, it happens. It's at Arkansas. Apparently, I've still got a little bit of it Arkansas accent.
Well, it happens.
Yeah, unfortunately. So you're not on the road this weekend, then, are you? Since you're
No,
okay.
On the
So
road.
you're taking the weekend off. I'll take the weekend on. I will be in Denham Springs. We'll be over by Bass Pro, the Hooters, and all that good stuff. We'll be checking out Pro Wrestling 225. Excited about it. Nervous because it's the first live show other than AEW that I've been to in years.
Yeah.
And my wife, I'm just going to be honest with you, she's not like the biggest fan of going to live shows anymore, other than like AEW and stuff with the kids. She was very hesitant about giving the okay for this one. Normally when I get a call and talk to somebody, I get video footage and give my, 2 cents over their match through video and stuff like that. I don't actually have to go in person. But I do travel up and down, do Comic-Con, stuff like that. But I'm excited. She's not, because she's afraid I'm going to get that itch, and she's afraid that my fat ass is going to try to get back to ring. That's Jesus, that's why this fall has become very interesting to me. Certain people
I know how you feel about that.
Some people have to be kayfabe on certain things, and I can say whatever I want because she don't ever watch my podcast because she's always at work, or even if she's at home, she's too busy cleaning house and playing with the dogs or playing her PlayStation to watch. So I can say what I want on here, but I have to be careful in the house when I'm talking to other people about it, because it's like, Speaking of the it's funny that you make that face and do the voice when you say that. Mm-hmm. There's a girl who's really good friends with Valerie that she works with, and when we do get-togethers here at the house and they come over, we all make fun of her because that's one of her things. Is at the end of a comment, she'll look at everybody and she'll go, right. And so we all make fun of her. So it was funny that you did that, because I'm sitting here thinking, damn. That's good. That's good shit, pal.
Oh, yeah. Always good shit.
Pal. So you're putting up footage today of...
I've been putting up footage all week of Convergence 2.0, which was last Saturday in Mariana. If you didn't go over to my YouTube channel, you can watch the matches. Man, it was awesome, dude. I mean, awesome night. We opened it up with the Battle Bowl. The winner of the Battle Bowl gets a shot at the world title.
Right.
And like I said, Smitty won. And then, let's see here. There was one match that was requested not to be aired for certain reasons. And, I obliged that, They don't want that on there. That's fine.
Huh.
We had
you'll have to enlighten me when we go off the air.
Oh yeah. I will. Which ain't no big deal to me, because sometimes things happen, and you want to keep it to the bare minimum of who all saw it, and
oh yeah,
and keep it out of there. Which, I'm Switzerland, so it doesn't matter to me. But I just want to. I love APW, and want to do whatever I can to help them out.
No, and I totally agree. And if somebody asks me not to air something, I am more than happy to take it down. I'm more than happy to not air it. I'm not Switzerland because I will give my honest fucking opinion about anything, and that's why I get a lot of.
Well, don't get me wrong. I will give my opinion. Don't get me wrong. I'll give my opinion, but I totally understand how they
right,
feel.
right.
Because there's shit out there on YouTube that I don't want to hear.
Yeah,
and I'm glad I miss my father, but I'm glad he ain't around to see it. Because let me tell you,
I don't miss my father. We won't get started on mine.
Well, we won't go there. So
that'd be a whole other podcast for another day.
We had Trent Daniels was there. Trent Daniels. He's from CCW in Missouri.
Yeah, and Brandon Barbwire.
Yeah, Brandon Barbwire was there. Brandon wrestled Buck Skinner.
Okay.
Trent Daniels wrestled CJ the Kid. Awesome kid. Awesome talent. Young. He could only get better. And
I'm still trying to figure out who this kid is that hit you with the ring rope that you're trying to get me to come up there and beat up.
Oh, okay. So that is look. Go to the Battle Bowl match.
Yeah.
And the second guy out.
Yeah.
Smitty whooped his ass for me, so it was okay.
Okay.
I'm good
So
now.
Smitty handled it. All right.
Smitty, yeah, Smitty, me and Smitty, we talk a lot, and he kind of had my back on that.
Good deal.
Smitty's a monster, dude.
We can get him on the show. We need to promote him. I got a lot of guys I've seen out there that are needing bookings. I'd like to, if anybody is trying to book dates, holler at me.
We might have to do like a night show or something like that to get some of these other guys, but
fine.
Yeah, I'd love to get them on because they deserve to be seen and deserve to be heard.
Yeah, I mean that's what this is all about. I mean, I love seeing my ugly mug on TV on this YouTube and shit like that. But no,
I'm
really,
surprised nobody said anything about me always laying in the bed when I'm doing this. But you know what? This is my office, and I don't care.
And I'll be straight up honest with you. We always
when we did our podcast together.
You'd be laying right there. I'd be laying at the foot of the bed. The computer'd be in between us, and we'd be podcasting on the phone with fucking Jerry Lynn.
And we were just laying in the bed talking to Jerry Lynn.
You drinking tea and me drinking a Coke.
Yeah, well, tea's now the thing.
Spit and skull.
But we had a
belt while it was there.
I'll also be posting Nick's versus Little Bit. Okay. They had a really good match. And let me say this, Nick's.
Okay.
Is the most viewed, has the most viewed videos that I have. I swear, any video that she's been, I've got over all the matches that I've recorded of her, she tops everybody. I mean, she's got over 3,000 views altogether.
Well, and I'm going to tell you why. She's really well known. She travels. Because like I was telling you, she got over here in Mississippi somewhere and was on a show.
Yeah, she told me she'd been doing Mississippi. And, and I talked to her and I told her, I talked to her one time and I was like, you need to get out. Always make sure you're here.
Right.
You're not always wrestling. So use those Saturdays and hone your craft because you need to do it because you've got the look.
Yeah, because sitting at home's not going to, iron sharpens iron. If you're not out there trying to fucking learn from somebody else, you're not going to learn. You're not going to get any better. You got to work different people, different styles, different territories.
And she's doing that. And I sent her a picture of that. She wasn't even aware that she was booked that day.
Was she not?
She didn't even get told that she was booked.
Oh, wow.
The people didn't call her.
I've been there.
And she did a steel cage match the month before at the same place. So she's getting out there. She's getting her name out there, and she's good. She deserves all the success that comes her way. And
Well,
Smitty, like I was talking about, Smitty's 47 years old when he started this business. When he started wrestling, I think he said he used to wrestle tag referee back in the day. He started wrestling at 47 years old. He's 50 right now. Going for the world title on the 4th.
That's nice. I mean,
this man is a monster.
You got a dream, you got to chase it because it ain't going to chase you.
Exactly. And just because he's 50 years old, he's not letting that stop. He works hard in the gym. He works hard in the ring, and he's showing everybody. He wrestled last Friday. He wrestled in Ripley against the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh wow, that's a huge accomplishment for somebody.
And then
anybody.
Weekend before that, he was wrestling in Fort Smith, I believe. So I mean, he's getting around and doing his thing. And the man's, I'd like to get in the ring with him, though. It'd be one of those old matches I used to have back with Hellraiser and them.
Yep.
Just as stiff. I'm sure it'd be just as rough. So he don't mind laying it in, and I don't mind taking it, and I don't mind giving it back in return.
You know, and I think that's maybe why I love Minoru Suzuki so fucking much. Is because if they don't hit Minoru Suzuki hard enough, he laughs in their fucking face, doesn't sell, knocks the shit out of them. Like, he wants it to look as legitimate as fucking possible. And I love that.
I love it. I like, look.
I'd rather be fucking black and blue than my shit missed by a mile.
And it looked like shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've wrestled Hellraiser. I've wrestled Bobby Shannon. I mean, two rough guys. And I may not be a rough wrestler. I mean, I might be on the little bit lighter side. But I don't mind being in there with the tough guys, the rough ones. Because that way, well, I know I've been in it, but I know it's going to be good.
Right.
So, and you can't tell me that shit's fake either, because that shit hurt.
No, you can't. Let me get our banners up, man.
Yeah, put the banners up, man. People need to know this.
I'm slacking on shit right now.
Yeah, where's my little gimmick up in the corner?
I got my gimmick up right now. Hold on, I'll go switch it. You want me to switch it?
Yeah, I mean, come on. We're on my channel too.
There you go. We did the first 43 minutes on mine. We'll do the next 43 on yours. Fuck you, buddy. Now, speaking of shit that, man, and I like the Young Bucks, but I have to call them out when their shit's not good. Mm-hmm. And I think they're building for the Bucks versus the Hardys at Double or Nothing. I may be wrong. That'd be a money match. But they did a double super kick spot on Sting last night that looked like piss. I think it was Nick was on
one of them was quicker.
Yeah, one of them was on the right side, and you could see where his foot barely glanced Sting's shoulder, and the other one got him in the fucking chest. I was like, man, I'm sorry. I love Sting. I know he's old, but if he can't take a fucking super kick on the chin, he don't need to be in the fucking ring. And if you can't throw one that hits somebody on the fucking chin, maybe you need to quit fucking throwing them.
I don't think that. I mean, Sting can't get their feet up that high.
That's my point.
Sting's tall man. Sting's tall man.
Well, I know Sting's a tall man.
He's like 6'4", 6'5", ain't he?
Nah, he's 6'4", 6'3".
So
he didn't make the tall list. I can tell you that.
No, he didn't make the tall list.
No, Undertaker.
It's funny because some people didn't even know who Ron Reese was.
Right, like
you should have put the Yeti on there.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. It didn't fucking matter. They wouldn't have voted for him anyway. Nobody liked the fucking Yeti.
Who was 911? Who was his name?
Wasn't that one man gang?
No.
Shit, I don't remember. Hold on, I'll look it up.
He was
911.
911 in ECW.
Okay, hold on. That may have been Ron Reese. 911. Oh, no, I don't want to dial 911. Fucking phone. Let's see here. Alfred Poling. He was only 6'8". He didn't make the cut either.
He was a big dude.
Yeah, he was only 6'8", though. I went with everybody that was like 7 feet and up.
Gotcha.
I think the shortest person I allowed in there was Kane because he was like fucking 6'11".
Yeah, he was with his he was about that size when he had them boots on.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna kind of jump over here for a minute. I found this thing. Oh, my nose is itching. I've been cleaning house. I got the dust going on, so my allergy medicine's acting up. Anyway, I found this article, and it's whatculture.com that did this article. I don't know much about whatculture.com. I'm not for sure who runs it or anything like that, but they've got this article. It's called 10 Troubling Things AEW Won't Change. And I found it very interesting because number 10 on the list says not allowing anything to register, and then they have a picture of that goof Excalibur down there. And I'm thinking, oh, well, I don't like Excalibur either, so maybe I should read this fucking article. So I start going through here, and they talk about how he sounds like an auctioneer when he's telling about the matches to come and the shows to come and stuff like that. And how he never slows down to let anyone understand anything. Like he'll cut people off and just immediately go into so-and-so's match, showing, the next show, stuff like that. And then the reference they used, and I'm not trying to, maybe I am trying to bury Excalibur, but the week that Jericho threw the fireball in Eddie Kingston's face, it said
missed him.
Right. It mainly hit Jake Hager in the chest. But it says this was sold well enough by Kingston himself in that he missed shows and applied makeup upon his return. But on the night itself, Tony Schiavone expressed his disapproval with an obligatory tut before Excalibur ran through the next Dynamite and Rampage lineups without even taking a single breath. Which is true. I mean, I sat there and thought about that, and I was like, if I play that back, Tony Schiavone's the only one that really expressed distaste for the fact they threw the fireball. JR didn't have time to say nothing because as soon as Tony said something, Excalibur was on to the next segment. That also has a lot to do with the writing. You know what I mean? They don't take time to let anything soak in. They're always constantly, rushing people.
Speaking of rushing people,
yeah,
I believe they put too much in the last night's show.
Yes, yeah, they do that a lot
because you pushed Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole, and you give them 8 minutes.
I think it was less than 8, but yeah, something like that.
Really?
Maybe 8, including the entrances. Yeah.
I mean, really?
Right.
Come on, man. Jeff Hardy, Adam Cole. That's be a damn good match. Give him some time. Cut some of that shit out.
You gave him and Darby, 30 fucking minutes. Why not?
Exactly.
It does kill me. I mean, they really try to rush so much into their 2-hour shows. And even with Rampage, it's an hour show, but they try to put so much in there. So many interview segments and stuff. And that, at first when Cody was still there, they were doing good. They were keeping it very few interview segments, very few promos in the ring. And then all of a sudden it got to where it was promo, match, promo, match, promo, match, promo, match. And I was like,
go ahead.
We got to go back to this. We need matches. It's kind of like they're using the WWE formula, and I hate to sound that way, but Raw to me does kind of work like a fucking soap opera. Because most of the time you open your show with a promo.
And that's fine. Because guess what? They consider themselves sports entertainment.
True.
I mean, they're not going out here promoting pro wrestling.
No.
And don't get me wrong, I can't sit and watch a whole 3-hour Raw. Well, because one, I'm getting too old. I got to get to sleep. But I definitely like a bunch of the stuff that's going on. I know this is really going to shock you, but RK Bro is the coolest shit going on.
I'm telling you.
Other than the front the bloodline.
Yeah. And Cody, to me, it's kind of disappointing.
It's time. I'm glad they're wrestling at Hell in a Cell, and it's going to be over with.
We hope.
It needs to be over with.
Yeah. I mean, him and Seth have milked it all they can. They need to let him move on to something better.
Oh, yeah. Hell in a Cell. They're not going to do Roman at the small shows.
No.
Roman's going to be big. Is going to be on the stadium shows now.
Yeah, and they're saying that The Rock is the only holdup for next year's Mania main event being finalized, is what I've heard, due to his movie contract.
Right.
Number 9 on this list was constantly signing new talent. I kind of agree with that because they have a reoccurring problem of bringing out people, and then not promoting the people they already had and shit like that. You've got the House of Black. I'd really like to see where they go with that, but it's one of those things where people are kind of forgetting what happened with House of Black, who they're feuding with, and shit like that, because if they're not on TV every week, people aren't going to remember it. It's not like it was back in the day where something happens and people talk about it until the next show.
Right.
You've got, and this may be part of the problem, you got Monday Night Raw, you got NXT on Tuesday, you got AEW on Wednesday, you got Impact on Thursday, you got SmackDown and Rampage sometimes on Friday, sometimes Rampage is on Saturday, and then you've got independent shows Saturday, Sunday, pay-per-views, different shit going on. So people are compartmentalizing shit and just putting it back there and forgetting about it.
Yep.
And so they really need to marginalize their time for their real main talent, and that kills me. It's just like the fuck up they had last night when Johnny Elite debuted. Somebody on Twitter, but somebody on Twitter posted that it was Johnny Gargano. The AEW Twitter sent out, Johnny Gargano is the Joker. It wasn't Johnny Gargano. It was Johnny fucking Morrison. And they tweeted it out wrong. I don't know who tweeted it out wrong, but it was the AEW social media handler, and they fucked it up because they sent Johnny Gargano out, I guess because they heard all the rumors that Gargano was going to be the men's Joker, and it turned out to be John Morrison. Which I was impressed with. I'll give you that. I wasn't impressed with the women's Joker. Oh, my nose.
I didn't care for it. I was hearing probably Jordan Grace.
Mm-hmm. I heard her or Candice LeRae. I'd have been happy with those two.
Yeah, Candice just got let go. So
I wasn't impressed with the two they had. The 8th complaint was the lights out trick. I understand that one as well because ever since they've been debuting people, the lights go out. You can only do the lights out for so many people.
Yeah.
And it gets old. Number 7 was redundant run-ins and interruptions. That's another one I understand. You're constantly having Jericho's people run in. You're constantly having CM Punk, Sting, Darby run in. FTR and them running in, the Elite running in. I mean, I don't think we've had a Dynamite that we ain't had a run in on. to be honest with you. So I get that one too. And then number 6 was poor communication. Yes and no. I mean, it's rumored that when their contracts came up that Marco and Joey Janela stopped getting communication. They just got their last few checks until their contracts were up, and they never got called to be booked or anything. Again, that's one of those things where, you know, that is poor communication on behalf of the company and the boys, really, because you should show up at the show, whether you're on the card or not, ready to go, unless you've got a booking somewhere else. But I don't know. I mean,
they save money keeping them at home, though.
Right. I understand.
And they just rather just let their time run out than just release them.
True. The number 5 complaint was the slow, grim shift towards a content model. Now, under this one, they talk about the addition of Rampage to the schedule has detracted slightly some of what has been an ultra rare premium feel in an era of content. Some weeks are great, but most of the show is a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. Battle of the Belt signals a full suboptional shift into content territory. It's clear that nobody really gives a shit about it. It's kind of true. It doesn't really draw. Their bad side of long-term storytelling was number 4, and they used Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb in this because they really milked. God.
I think that thing's been going on since the time AEW opened up.
Right. I mean, it's and again, they make the joke, I'm going to avenge this awful transgression, which I'm furious about in a few months or whatever. It's true. They kind of they try to milk their shit to get it to the pay-per-view, and their pay-per-views are so far apart that maybe you should, if you're gonna like if you're gonna book something, maybe you should have a small angle for them, and then pick up the angle that you want a month out from the pay-per-view and really push that one. I mean, it would make more sense than some of the shit we see where, we're waiting from pay-per-view to pay-per-view for an angle to be blowed off. I get that. Number 3, title devaluation. I really understand that too, because, and no disrespect to FTR in any way, shape, or form, but they really just kind of took the belts from the Briscoes when he purchased Ring of Honor. And I get why they did it with the Briscoes. That one was kind of understandable, but it just like Yuta took the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. All the Ring of Honor belts got changed hands immediately. They brought Deonna Purrazzo in for a blow-off match to where Mercedes Martinez could claim that she was the undisputed women's champion of Ring of Honor, just so that all their people had belts. And they kind of took the value away from them. And again, with the TNT Championship, they've kind of devalued it because Sammy Guevara has gone back and forth with Scorpio Sky, and it's kind of become a song and dance thing. And people are, man, I don't know. People are getting real sick of Sammy. Number 2 overall complaint is they're really not caring about the women's division. Now, I think they do pretty good with the women's division. They don't do the best. They talk about Serena Deeb's 5-minute rookie challenge. It only existed as an excuse to get away with doing even less women's wrestling. They're not featuring the women's champion as often as they should, which I agree with. They're really putting over Jade Cargill, but they're not doing a lot with her. She's only having matches once in a blue moon. I think they're trying to make her more of a attraction. And when she finally does lose the TBS championship to somebody, it's going to be worth it. And then the number one overall was Misogamy. I can't say it right. Misogyny. Misogamy. Talking about Dan Lambert and his slurs toward the women, talking about, fucking Ty Conte and all that shit, and him trying to play babyface when they were turning Sammy and Ty heel and shit like that, and talking about how they really need to tone down some of the shit he says. If he's supposed to be babyface, I can understand that. If he's supposed to be heel, let him say what he wants to fucking say. It's one way to get heat.
Let me tell you, I think Sammy got where he was on TV. People were liking him. He did the
engagement thing.
The engagement thing on TV. And then a couple months later, which ain't nobody's business.
Right.
But you may get people's business when you put it out there.
Right. And again, that's one of those things where you keep your personal business and the wrestling business separated.
And then they separated.
And no stuff.
And then all of a sudden you're seeing him with Ty Conti, and they're all, I love you this, I love you that. Well, that's pretty quick, but
yeah,
y'all were spending a lot of time together. She doing the being a part of the vlog crew, and
yep.
Then it comes up that they're a couple, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, people turned on them.
Yep. I mean,
I like Sky. I like Sky being the champion, though.
I do too.
He's good. Him and Frankie had a good match.
Yeah, and I wish they would have let it ended clean. I get it. They wanted to make him look like a heel, but again, unnecessary run-ins, interferences, and shit, I can understand. We got a comment here. It says, only MJF versus Wardlow feud being booked right. I wonder if MJF has creative control over his feuds. Darby and Punk feuds were done right. I kind of agree with that. I do wonder if MJF has any say-so in his control or in his contract. Let me throw this comment up on the screen. Give Darren Walker a shout out there. Yeah, I mean that's a damn good comment, damn good, inquiry right there. I don't know if he's got creative control. I can reach out and see if anybody knows. Can't guarantee I'll get an answer on a situation like that because they don't like to tell you whether or not somebody has control in their contract. But most definitely want to, I would say he does. I would also say Tony Khan is real pissed at him every time he says something about, 2024. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time he talks about the bidding war for his contract, Tony Khan gets pissed. I know that for a fact. It's not something that Tony Khan likes him to joke about. Tony was okay with it the first few times, but now it's gotten old hat and people just makes you wonder. I agree that Cody going to WWE for more money and to chase that dream of being world champion was great since he would never win the world title in AEW, but that's Cody's business. MJF wants to go to WWE. That's his business. I mean, a lot of people get pissed off. They're like, oh, look, AEW signed another WWE guy. My thing is, if I get, say I go get my CDLs and I work for this trucking company for a year and I'm making good money, but I can go work for another trucking company and I can make better money. Why wouldn't I? You see what I'm saying? Or if I say I get fired for some fucking reason, I'm going to go work for another company. I mean, why would I sit at home and not make money when I can go make money? That's what I can't understand. Why these everyday people who love wrestling, talk about wrestling, watch wrestling are bitching about it, because if a nurse gets fired from one job, she doesn't go home and sit on her ass and wait for them to call her back in a few years and say, oh, well, we changed our mind. We'd like to hire you back. She goes home, finds another fucking job, and goes right back to work because you got bills to pay. It's the real world, okay? When you're not on TV, every week, or even if you're on TV every fucking week, you've still got to pay your bills. That's all there is to it. So, I mean, I get why people get upset that they go to another company because they loved them somewhere else, but I can also honestly say that WWE has a bad track record of taking people in. I'll use Cody as an example. And I know I kind of got off topic and went on a rant about this, but Cody is an example because we were just talking about him wrestling Seth at Hell in a Cell, and let's hope and pray that that's their blow-off match and he moves on to another angle. But Cody has kind of just been stuck in a mud hole since he got back to WWE. Same. Yes.
What's that last thing you got up there?
Okay. Did I do something wrong?
Yeah, I just got a question for you.
Yes.
How's that tattoo on the back of your neck?
It's great. Why?
Is that because you're using madrabbit.com going to get your products using the code Divine10 saves you 20% off on your products?
Yes, it is. It is. I use my own code. Yes, I do.
See, I could turn around and I could make a commercial out of this right here in the middle of it.
Look at there. Look at you. I'm so proud of you. Eric Bischoff gonna call you later. Ask you to come do a Blue Chew segment for him.
Well,
I've tried getting Blue Chew to sponsor.
When times let you down, when life lets you down, always remember you can pick it back up with Blue Chew. You can stand up and tall and strong against anybody, man.
Oh shit!
Turn around and stick it in their ass.
Jesus, man, we just lost a viewer for that. Like, God, that was awful. Jeez. Coming from the sacrilegious fuck who ran Resurrection on each week. I do want to give a huge shout out today to Dustin Rhodes. I don't know if many people follow him on any of his, social media, but I'm a huge fan of Dustin. He posts a lot of motivational stuff, but today is a huge milestone for him. He is 14 years clean and sober from drugs and alcohol.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's huge. And for those that don't know, he really did go through a lot. He did have a problem with alcoholism. He was really using some drugs and drinking, and man, that just that's huge. That's huge. Just I love it. Just love seeing good news like that. And since you got anything? We can do the name game if you want to. Anybody want to suggest some names and get our opinion on names? We can do the name game. I like the name game.
Nobody's chatting online.
I know, right? Like everybody's dead today. What the hell? Let's take a twip.
Oh, the guy that hit my eye, he said he suggested in a comment that I shared to everybody, DDP would be the sixth man.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. What's he know? He hit me with the eye with a ring.
First of all, kid, if you're going to comment, come on here and watch the live and comment on the live so we can put your comment up on the video if it's worthy. I mean, Darren Walker put a great comment up, and look, I'll even show Darren Walker's comment again because it was so worthy. I mean, literally, I agree. MJF and Wardlow is being booked right. MJF, I will say this much, is the world's worst about, if you're going to fight me, you got to fight all 5 of my friends and then do this and then do that. And then you get to fight me, which is funny as hell. I will say that the segment with him and Wardlow,
it was good. It was funny.
Wardlow no selling the strap until Sean Spears hit him with it, and then he was kind of like, okay. I felt that one. Making MJF look like a little bitch. And I'm like, okay, that's
Kick to the
good.
groin looked a little stiff.
Yeah, when he kicked him in the nuts, Wardlow went down, and he got his ass handed to him. But it just, man, I love the segment. I think we get the cage match next week with him and Sean Spears.
He's gonna mess that boy up.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if they're gonna leave him in the cut. Like, what's the catch? Because MJF's the ref. Is he gonna be forced to fight in the cuffs? There's got to be a catch. And then somehow MJF's going to get knocked out or something, and another ref's going to count, and MJF's going to throw a fit, and something's going to happen, right? I mean,
or
it's
Wardlow's
MJF.
going to take his hand and do the tap, right. like Austin used to do back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a catch. There's always something. But I didn't throw any of these up for the slideshow today because I didn't think about doing the time travel trip back. But they got Crazy Cowboy Jake in Georgia. Cowboy Dennis Gale has now been confirmed for FanFest. The legendary referee Larry Brock has been confirmed. I got a number of people confirmed now. Of course, like I said, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. will be there. But we're going back in time to what year? Let me find it. I love these guys because they post such great shit. May 19th of 1972.
Oh, don't 71. Forget May 19th. That's the day of Kane loses his damn mind.
Yeah. But May 9th, that's today, man. Oh, my nose is driving me insane. Wrestling, the King of Sports. They did a show in Dothan, Alabama. Children were $1. Adults were $2, man. Living the high life. Ringside was $3. They had 3 tag team matches. They had Dick Dunn and Ken Lucas versus Gorgeous George Jr. and the Wrestling Pro. The Hippies, Mike and Mickey versus Eddie Sullivan and Rip Tyler. Maxie York and Eric Stanky versus Ricky Gibson. Yeah, something like that. Versus Ricky Gibson and Frank Dalton. The main event was a 15-man battle royal, $1,000 to the winner. Everybody mentioned above on the card was in the battle royal. And that was actually from 71, the year 1971. Also on this day in 85, now this one here is from Pensacola, Florida, a 14-man pole battle royal, $10,000 to the winner. I don't know what the 14-man pole, P-O-L-E, battle royal consists of. I've never... Do they put a poll up with the money on it or something? Like, don't make no damn sense to me. Anyway, they got a 6-man street fight. Austin Idol, Pork Chop Cash, and Bullet Bob Armstrong taking on Boomer H. Lynch, Jimmy Golden, and The Flame. Sound pretty interesting. Mr. Olympia taking on Lord Humongous. They got a tornado tag team match here. The Rat Patrol Incorporated versus the Nightmares. And then the U.S. Junior title match. Rat Patrol Inc. versus Bill Ash. This was TV Wrestling Channel 5 out of Pensacola, Florida, back in 1985. Tickets at the arena that night were $6, $5, and $3 were for kids. Not very bad pricing back in those days. They had the Mongolian Stompa. Of course, Bullet Bob Armstrong, a number of different people on some of these shows back in the day. That could really draw, that could really work, that were, just phenomenal to watch. But I see that comment now, so now I know what this kid looks like, so I can go kick his punk ass. Oh, wait, you said Smitty done took care of it. So I guess we'll let it slide.
So, give me an old year, no later than 75. And I'll tell you what happened on that day on the show.
Oh, let's see. You said no later than 75, so we'll go with 76.
Don't pick 76
Okay, why not?
because they don't have nothing for 76.
All right, we'll do 77 then.
We can go 78.
Okay, 78.
All right.
told me
The NWA was in St. Louis, Missouri. And here's the matches for that.
Oh, sweet
Alex
baby.
Smirnoff and Benny Ramirez and Doug Summers defeated Art Thomas, Kevin Sullivan, and Terry Gibbs. 17 minutes and 35 seconds, 2 out of 3 falls, 6-person tag match.
Okay.
Then you had Kay Noble defeated Brenda Hoffman in 8 minutes and 1 second.
Wow.
Bulldog Brown and Jerry Briscoe went 16 minutes, 31 seconds to a draw. Dory Funk Jr. defeated Doug Summers in 11 minutes. Dick the Bruiser defeated Blackjack Lanza and Ivan Koloff in 9 minutes and 38 seconds in a handicap match. And the main event, Dick Murdoch was the champion. This happened at the Kill Auditorium.
Oh, wow.
Dick Murdoch defeated Jerry Briscoe in 17 minutes and 41 seconds. And the referee for that night, Pat O'Connor.
Oh, wow.
This was Friday, May 19th, 1978 at the Kill Auditorium in St. Louis, Missouri. And your attendance for that night is 6,795.
Is that embellished attendance or is that exact attendance?
That is what it fucking says.
I was just asking Dave Meltzer. You know.
Here, you want to give me another date? You want to give me another date?
No, what I want to do, I want to talk about Dave Meltzer.
Or you want to talk about when I had to break your little heart and let you know that Dusty and Rick was not going to draw 30,000.
No, and I get that they weren't going to draw 30,000. Okay, they weren't running that type of arena. They were not a nationally televised show at the time, and I get that. But the fact is, for Dave Meltzer to say that they could not draw like Andre the Giant was just kind of bogus.
Speaking of Andre the Giant, happy birthday, Andre.
Exactly.
Today's his birthday.
I want to say a very happy belated birthday to my baby of the whole group, Turk Christian. He turned, I think he turned 6 yesterday. And then shout out to Riley. He is turning, I believe, 8 on Sunday. I can't keep up. I got 5 kids, 2 dogs. I got a dog whose birthday is this month. My wedding anniversary is this month. Hell, Jerry and Kelly's birthday was this month. So, like, my brain's all gone right now. But I got 2 of my boys' birthday, and then my daughter's birthday is coming up next week as well. Hers is the
Malachi Black's birthday's today.
Is it really? So you
Kip Sabian's birthday's today.
That's another name I hadn't heard in AEW in a while.
He's wearing the brown bag out in the crowd.
That's what I figured. Didn't know it for sure, but I figured.
He's the one wearing the brown bag. He was born in 92. Malachi Black was born in 85.
Oh, wow. I heard Miro got a deal with a CBS. He is in a TV show. Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to have to watch that.
I will too. Talking about Andre the Giant, I don't want to, I finished the book.
Okay.
I loved it. Okay. Like I loved the fact that the guy went into as much detail and that he went to France. He talked to Andre's family, his brothers, his sister. Like he went and really dug into who Andre Rosimov was.
Right.
And you got to know not only the person, but you got to know Andre the character a little bit more. And, WWE played it off that, he had his last match with them and that he didn't wrestle anymore, but that's not true. he would go and he would still wrestle in Mexico and Japan after he left the WWF up until his death. They have a museum in his, it's not his hometown, but it's the town he lived in when he was, still here with us. He originally, born and raised in France, ended up in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and left there for a town called Ebenor or some shit, North Carolina. And they have a section in their city's museum dedicated to him. A whole section. They have a life-size sticker of him on the wall that you can stand next to and get a picture. They have a pair of his boots, a couple of pairs of his tights, some pictures of him wrestling. To that city, Andre was a hero. Sadly, Andre passed away alone in a hotel room in France while at home visiting his mother. Don't know the cause of it or anything. They didn't really say. I figure he probably drank himself to death at that point because he was the rumor was that he could consume 132 beers in one setting.
I tried that one time.
Yeah, you didn't get past 30.
Yeah.
just throwing that out there. You didn't get past 30, brother. So I'm waiting for somebody to throw some names up or somebody to throw a name at me. I'm going to throw a name at you. I want to know what you think of fucking Dave Meltzer.
I really don't have any opinions, really.
I know he's not a wrestler, but he's wrestling related.
From what I do know, he's got people that he goes to get his information, and sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, and he's cool about not posting them out there about like that. He don't blast their names out. He don't turn around and go, well, Terry Taylor's a lying motherfucker. He told me that they were going to do this.
Right. He protects his source because if he doesn't, he'd lose his source. But he also is one of those that likes to misconstrue facts and things like that.
My thing is, we have become a society that is where now we want to see. We're all about us growing up. Did we care what the fuck happened in the back?
No.
We just wanted to be entertained in the front, right?
Right.
Now it's like everybody wants to know what's going on in the back.
Right.
And that's supposed to be more important. Do you really want to know?
No,
I'll tell you what goes on. Not a fucking thing.
Right. Boys sitting around playing cards, drinking, fucking off, doing jokes on each other. It's nothing.
If you're at a big show, they're eating catering and they're doing the same shit that we do at a backstage at a regular event. We're sitting there, we're talking about trying to get our shit over. Trying to get our shit in.
Exactly.
Trying to make it where you get the best shows that we can do.
Yeah. I've never understood the aspect of, let's just pull the curtain back and let them see back here because that's more important. When you do that, it kind of takes away the believability of what's in the ring.
You're paying, if it's $5, $10, $20, $50, whatever, you're paying for a ticket. You are there to see the character.
Right.
If you go behind the curtain, you're going to find out the person. And that's not what you want.
No.
You don't want to, nobody wants to see Carl Warren wrestle. You want to see the Extreme Infant, or you want to see the Love Boat, or you want to see the Titanic.
Right.
You don't give a shit about Carl Warren. Nobody wants to see Del Troutman.
Nope.
They want to see Gabriel Divine. They want to see what's that Master Vader thing that you did?
Yeah. Bait Masterson or Biscuit.
Yeah, Bait Master Biscuit. That's what people know. And that's what people need to keep to.
Yep.
Because if you want to know the person, okay, I'll tell you who the person is that Carl Warren is. He's an asshole.
Yep. Same here.
He's a caring individual, and he cares about certain things and he cares about certain people. But otherwise, he don't give a shit about what most people think because of the life I've lived.
Amen. I do what I want when I want.
You either like me or you don't. There's really no in between because, I mean, I either like me or I don't like me.
There it is. You got cheered today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because I agree. I mean,
it's kind of like I talked to a friend of mine. EIW had a show a couple weeks ago, and they brought in Moose.
Mm-hmm.
And he was upset about Moose not wearing his gear. He wore sweatpants and shoes. He wore pretty much the same shit that he wore when he showed up.
Right.
And I told him, I said, I totally understand. And the thing is, if you're the one paying the money to them, you tell them this is what you want. Right. Because let me tell you something. When it all comes down to it, you ain't got to give them the fucking money.
Right.
You give. I paid for Moose. I didn't pay for whatever his name was.
Right.
I want Jerry the King Lawler. I don't want Jerry Lawler.
Right. Did Moose have a match or did he just do a run-in? I mean,
they had a match. He teamed up with the coach or some shit or something. I don't know the whole story on it. I haven't watched it. I don't know the whole story.
So he didn't take it serious. I've seen the flyer. That's right. He teamed up with the coach and they took on somebody else from the school.
Dale Tucker. They took on Dale Tucker and somebody else. I can't remember who they took on.
Yeah, so he didn't take it seriously.
The only time that you need to do that, here you go. You turn around and you say, well, Titanic, you know, you got 2 or 3 guys that you're facing, right? And then, you know, you and your partner are out there and you're like, well, big superstar name ain't going to be here.
Right.
We don't know what's going on. He's not answering his phone or anything. He's not at home. We don't know where he's at. And then the bad guys, yeah, we made sure that he didn't get here, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Then you turn around and you're in the match. Your partner's down out the floor. You're in the ring, and everybody's down. And then all of a sudden, dude shows up in clothes that are dirty, ripped up. That's the only time I would agree.
Yep.
Not to be in your gear.
Yep. That or a street fight.
Yeah. So why are you going to bring them in for a street fight?
Right. I mean, I get that.
So I want you in your fucking gear.
Yeah. I mean,
and if I'm going to pay you X amount of money, you're going to wear your gear because I want the character.
We want what they see on TV. That's what these people in the crowd want. They want the guy that comes out on TV.
Here's a good one. I want Brian Christopher.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Sexside. I don't want Brian Lawler.
Right.
You get a character. Grandmaster Sexside. Too cool. That's who you get. I mean, that's what I want. I want you out there dancing in the middle, your pants falling down to the ground and everything else.
Yeah.
Having a good time, loving the kids, shit like that. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, And I totally understand where you come from. And it's just one of them things you just have to deal with when you're dealing with these big names.
A lot of these big names come in and they don't take some of these smaller shows seriously. And that's, and I will say that's the newer generation of big names too, because I've never seen someone say Dustin Rhodes, Paul Bear. I've never seen Kamala come in and do a show and be like, oh, I'm just going to go out in my fucking sweats tonight. They've always come in and they know that when they're getting booked, that they are booked as that person. They're not booked as who they are. They are booked as Kamala. They are booked as Paul Bear. They are booked as Dustin Rhodes, Gold Dust, whoever. I've never, when I work shows with them, seen them come out and not be in their fucking gear. Like,
I've had discussions with, negotiations with Kamala.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you're straight up, you're getting Kamala, you're going to John.
Yeah. He's not going to talk. He's going to come in. He's going to paint himself up.
You're not getting James Harris. You're not getting James Harris coming out, the truck driver guy. You're not getting that.
Right. We have a question here. Will Kota Ibushi, will he stay in or leave New Japan?
He's pretty much showing he's going to stay, but he'll do something for Kenny if Kenny wants him to, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say. If Kenny wants him in AEW, I'm sure he'll come to AEW, but I don't see him leaving New Japan. I see him doing something where he's still working with New Japan and AEW, kind of like.
I ain't seen Kota Ibushi in a long time.
Yeah, that's true. The kid they had on there with Hangman last night was pretty good too.
Yeah, they said he was a pretty good talent over there.
I was impressed with him. The kid, I can't remember what company.
But I haven't watched New Japan either in a long time.
Now I watched Capital Collision.
When was this?
God, let me pull it back up. It was just, I think, last weekend, maybe. Yeah, last weekend.
Is that the John Moxley thing that you posted?
Yeah, where he had the 4-way. It was last Saturday, the 14th. The big match that everybody wanted to see was Hisaru Tanahashi, who was the United States champion, taking on John Moxley, Juice Robinson, and Will Ospreay. Juice Robinson took the U.S. title home. Juice Robinson has joined the Bullet Club now.
I saw that. I heard about that.
Pretty good show. Go ahead.
That's cool. I mean, like I said, I didn't know nothing about it, but I heard something I saw something where Juice joined the Bullet Club, but I mean, really, what's the Bullet Club these days?
Yeah, God, they've watered it down, and you've got Bullet Club in, you got the Elite in AEW, you've got it in Impact, you've got it in New Japan, you've got part of it in WWE, and they're throwing it up and doing the Too Sweet in WWE and shit. So, I don't know. Bullet Club, really, the name is just kind of a name, I guess, to throw out there. It's kind of irrelevant at this point. Davey Richards, New Japan or Noah, where will he end up going when he returns to Japan? I've heard Noah. I've heard he's going to Noah. I'm not going to say that that's 100% fact, but I've heard that Noah is trying to kind of get back to where they used to be. And I heard that Davey Richards is planning on definitely doing some shows for him. Hell, he may work for both. I don't know. It depends. But I know
talking about one of the Wolves.
Yes, Davey Richards. Yeah, he's a big part of Noah's history and legacy. But from what I understand, he is going back to Japan to work for Noah. I haven't heard any mention of him working for New Japan, though. But that's from Carnage Rage, another question from him. That's another guy that I think Davey Richards did really well in a tag team. And I think he doesn't get enough credit as a singles competitor. I think he won't go to. He said he won't sign with WWE or AEW because it's not about the money. So I understand
Bullshit.
that.
Gas
No,
is over $4 a gallon. You
Well-
goddamn right it's about the money.
I agree there. I mean, I agree there. You need the money to get to the next fucking town. So I'm not going to argue there. It is over $4 a gallon. But he says it's about his love and respect for this business. And that he doesn't want to go to WWE or AEW and be a shell of himself is what he was trying to say. And I understand that. Totally understand that. Because in my opinion, what happens a lot of times is guys end up in WWE, like Cody, for example. And I feel like Cody is kind of a shell of what he was in AEW. He was a really dominant force. Granted, he had control. But now in WWE, he's not really. I mean, he's obviously a big draw. They put the Cody clock up.
They're top guy. He's a top guy there.
Yeah, he's a top guy, but is he going to continue to be used as a top guy, or are we going to be talking about somebody else in his spot come next year at Wrestle fucking Mania? Okay.
I think he's going to be the top guy.
Eventually, yes. Like I said, the rumor is Rock.
You don't want him to turn. You don't want the crowd to turn on him yet.
True.
Like it was doing in AEW.
True.
So they're going to put him in high-profile matches. He's going to be a top guy, but yeah, we all know the match that everybody wants to see is Rock, and it's kind of like Bianca and Ronda and all these girls. We should have been main event. No, you ain't going main event over Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, hell no.
Sit your ass down and watch the damn monitor.
Right.
And see and see what it really means to be over.
Right. Because all Austin had to do to get a pop was drink a fucking beer. He didn't have to wrestle. You're
not over until you get to Steve Austin stuff. I mean, that's over.
Right. His music breaks and he gets a fucking pop. I mean, he doesn't have to do anything. He didn't have to wrestle.
No.
He just had to come out and do the talk show segment, and the fans would have been happy. But I feel like, it's in the stages where they're trying to finalize, and Vince is bad. Vince is bad about finalizing WrestleMania for the next year, the year in advance, and booking around that until next year to get to WrestleMania. And it makes sense. And he's also got a bad habit nowadays of pulling an Eric Bischoff, and when everybody shows up, tearing up the fucking, the call sheet and making a fucking new one an hour before the show starts. So there's that. But right now, it's the ball's in Dwayne Johnson's court. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the ball is in his court. They're waiting for him to get clearance from his people out there in Hollywood with the TV deal and the movie deal to allow him to wrestle against Roman at WrestleMania. And my question is, if he gets that approval and it happens, or he quits TV in Hollywood long enough to come back to do the match with Roman at Mania, do we get Rock dethroning Roman, or do we get Roman dethroning Rock and truly becoming the high chief of the family? You know what I'm saying?
I would say you need to put Roman over The Rock.
That's what I'm saying, because The Rock's only going to be there for the blow off. Like he's just there for the one night.
I think it would be, because you're already giving Roman, and you're already giving Roman the, as they like to say, the Brock Lesnar treatment.
Right.
We're going to put you in the big shows, and you're going to be there to build it up.
He's doing fewer dates, and he's only going to be a part of the shows that matter. So
they're doing a hell of a job with him.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, they've turned him into a mega heel, and he's so fucking over now. The fans want to cheer him. So
Amazing.
I agree that he should go over on The Rock. I mean, that is totally, I 100% agree with that. I feel like he definitely needs to go over on The Rock at Mania next year. But then that leads you to the next fucking question. After the Rock match, who's taking the belt off of him?
Cody.
But will Vince see it that way and do it that way?
Vince
I mean,
will. Vince is going to do what's best for business.
I mean,
because then you're going to turn around and you keep building Cody up on the side here. Think about it. You build Cody up, okay?
right?
Already got him in there with Seth. I mean that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins. You keep building him up and just let him do his thing on the side. And he's going to turn around, and once he's the guy that beats Roman, breaks Roman's record, everything.
So, like, let him hold it longer than Roman's held it.
I'm not saying you got to make it where he holds the belt longer, but let Cody be the guy
that dethrones him. Right.
And I mean, even if it's for a couple of months, 4 or 5 months, which is normal, and then let the heel have it back and give it back to Roman and let Roman do his thing. Roman's a made man now. Roman's made.
Yeah.
They've worked a long time to try to get him there. And
they have.
But if you just put Cody to the side and let him do his thing, building him up, him, Kevin Owens, and
that was supposed to be the next question.
Edge.
Who would he work next after Seth?
Well, okay, so you want to move up. You want to kind of move him up. And I think the last guy that they would probably put him in the ring with would have to be Edge before he goes to Roman. Okay. Just think about it. I mean, you could put him in there with Kevin Owens. You can put him in there with Damian Priest. You put him in there.
Yeah, but I feel like if he puts him in there with Damian Priest, you're kind of putting him back down on the middle level.
It all depends on how they go with this whole dark
Judgment Day thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Carnage. You got Drew.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley.
Definitely. Lashley, Omos.
Yeah. I wouldn't put him in there with Omos. Unless they start letting Omos take some losses and shit.
Who else you got?
So that's the thing. Unless they split RKO up, Randy Orton's tied up. So why,
I don't think they would want to do that.
See, and that's the thing. RK Bro wasn't supposed to last more than 3 weeks. But because they were making so much money on them on merchandise and shit, they just left them together.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, they're going to break away, and Randy's going to be a heel. So, then you got Randy then.
Right. We do have a couple of questions here. Carnage Raid said, do you think Cody will be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns after his feud with Seth? We kind of answered that already. We don't think it'll be right after Seth. We think it'll be after Mania of next year, after Roman takes on The Rock and beats The Rock. And he also said he heard that Cody wants to bring back the Winged Eagle, which in reference to is this one right here behind me. That one is the one that Cody wants to bring back. Yes, that rumor is true. Cody has mad respect for that belt. That was actually one of the belts that I think his dad had a picture of in his house that Cody grew up on. So that would make sense why he would want to bring that one back if he wins it. I mean, he brought the Intercontinental title back on a white strap as a sign of respect for, the Intercontinental Championship. So it would make sense why he would want to go back to the lineage of the title. I mean, the Intercontinental title is the third oldest belt. The WWF title is the oldest, and I can't remember what the second oldest is. But Yeah, it definitely makes sense why he'd want to bring that belt. But yeah, I mean, after he goes through with Seth, he's got. I could see maybe him and Lashley, him and
Owens, Kevin Owens.
Yeah, because I mean, after Owens had his thing with Steve Austin, I feel like he's bigger than what he is, but they're doing bullshit with him right now.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get Ezekiel over.
Yeah, I don't buy that for a second. But yeah, I mean, him and Kevin Owens could be a good feud. Definitely him and Bobby Lashley, both big guys. I mean, he's not as big as Bobby Lashley size-wise, but Cody's pretty built. So seeing him in there with somebody like Bobby Lashley would be very entertaining. Cody would have to use his speed and quickness, but definitely be a good match. I agree with your comment about Edge. I think him and Edge would be the final, his final test would be passing through a feud with Edge to get to Roman. And Edge is, a Hall of Famer right now and fucking phenomenal. I don't understand where they're going with the Judgment Day thing. It's kind of like the Ministry of Darkness, in my opinion. I do see, at some point they will break up RK Bro, and I could see Cody and Randy having a great feud because they have such chemistry together. They were legacy together. Mm-hmm. So I could see them having a great feud. Another name that we haven't mentioned, and I would love to see Cody work AJ Styles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That would be, God, I think that would be phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I was going with it. I didn't want to sound punny today, but yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that. Was I think that would be a phenomenal fucking match. I think that AJ and Cody could really tear the house down, and I think Cody and Finn, him and Balor, could do some damage together.
So who's walking away with the tag belts Friday?
Bloodline. If they actually have a finish and somebody wins, I think the Bloodline will. That, or I don't know, because Roman seems pretty pissed off at them. It seems like they're trying to get rid of them. I don't know. Maybe God will shine down on RK Bro and they'll win. But in my opinion, I feel like we're nearing the end of RK Bro. And I feel like Matt Riddle takes the pin on Friday. Something happens. And it's inadvertent something. You know what I mean? Just to kind of set the seed that Randy takes the pin after Riddle hits him by accident. Goes for the fucking running knee or whatever. And Uso moves. He hits Randy. Randy takes the pin. And they set the seed for the split of RK Bro. So, I mean, that's where I'm leaning toward with it. I feel like RK Bro is on the verge of walking down the path of splitation to seeing Randy turn heel. I really do. Do I want that? No, because they really are fucking over. I mean, RK Bro 420 just says we smoked your ass was funny as hell. Loved that. Fucking died on that. Like I was laughing for fucking minutes over that shit. But I feel like it's not that they're doomed before they got started, but they weren't ever supposed to be champions as long as they have been. They weren't supposed to be a team as long as they have been. It was just something they threw together because it was funny and kind of a rib on Orton having to put up with Matt Riddle. And Vince thought it was good shit, and so they left it that way. And, they ran with it because it was merchandisable. Vince loves merchandisable shit. Anything he can make money off of, he's going to run with it, whether it makes sense to anybody else or not. That's why he likes to change everybody's name. Everybody's got to have a fucking gimmick so that they can, make money off of it. But, yeah, I feel like the Bloodline's going to win it. And that RK Bros on their way to not sharing the 420 anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, sadly, because I do like their tag team. They've really been fucking over, and I like them, but I just don't feel I don't feel like they've got much left. So, what's your take on it? You think Bloodline's got it?
Yeah, I kind of like what they're going. I like what they're doing.
I just wonder if
over the whole lot, but yeah.
I know that they're having kind of like a feud in the Bloodline right now. Like Roman's been kind of pissed off at them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where they're going with that, or if they're just doing that for side bits so that something happens and they may screw him out of the belt at some point. I don't know. Maybe they're setting something up as a last minute resort in case the Rock's match falls through. I don't know. I'm not on the inside of the writing room, but I can definitely reach out to folks and see what they've got to say and get their opinions and find out. But, nobody's going to go on the record and confirm anything because they don't want to be quoted. So it's one of those situations you just gotta get your gut feeling, know what's going to happen, and then just watch it play out. And I don't know. Most of the time when you have a group, somebody screws somebody over. So to me, it would make sense if they screw him over. But I'd wait and have them screw him over when he's wrestling The Rock, or have him get pissed off because he beat The Rock, and let him screw him over when he's fighting Cody. We got a question from Darren Walker. Wonder what happens to women's division. Hold on, this is a great one. Wonder what happens to the women's division in WWE with what went on with Sasha and Naomi. Not many stars on SmackDown with Ronda as champion and Charlotte off for her wedding. I was going to try not to address the elephant in the room today because I didn't want to have to give my opinion. Titanic, I will let you go first.
I saw where Naomi's contract's coming up. I've also read where Naomi may be joining the Bloodline, which makes sense.
I mean, she married into it.
It's kind of hard because SmackDown don't have a lot of people unless they're going to be having Bayley come back soon.
Which could be possible. I heard she's doing better. So, what do you think of them two walking out? I mean,
I don't really know much about it. I just know they didn't like what was supposed to happen, and because one was supposed to pin the other in the 6-pack challenge. And I'm sorry, I forgot where this was supposed to be a fucking work.
Right. I mean,
pay me. I don't care. I'll lose to anybody. I don't give a shit.
I mean, that was Al Snow's job squad. Fucking pin me and pay me. Who gives a shit, right? Yeah, apparently there was the 6-pack challenge for the shot at who's the fucking Raw Women's Champion right now? Is it Belair?
Yep.
Okay.
Bianca.
Yeah. I don't watch it as often, so I mean I only see bits and pieces of it. Like I ain't even gonna lie. But I do know they left the tag belts with John Laurinaitis, and just walked out. I mean, at least they didn't Jeff Jarrett the situation. I will say that much. At least they didn't Jeff Jarrett the situation. Okay. At least they didn't hold.
Sasha's the new Double J, huh?
At least she didn't hold him up for more fucking money, right? And leave with a briefcase full of money with a what was it, a pistol on her side?
Hey, let me ask you a question. And I'm gonna ask this question. So everybody can hear this. Let's say this. Have you not tried to get a hold of Jeff Jarrett?
Yes, I have.
I know you have his contact information. I'd love to just get on here and just roast it up with him.
Honestly, he won't do anything outside of his. That's the honest. That's the honest to God's truth. Because of his sponsors and making the money, he sticks to loyalty nowadays, which is odd for Jeff Jarrett, right? I'm just kidding. No, he's. They do the talk show things. They go and do some of the lives at some of these fan fest things, but he really sticks to doing just his podcast. Um, I would love to get him on. I mean, if he changes his mind, he's got my number. I talked to Conrad quite a bit. Conrad's the one that set me up with this deal and kind of walked me through how to work some of it, and then left me to learn on my own and have fun with it. And here we are. So, it probably won't last 83 weeks, but had to get that dig in there. But it's over. It's over for now anyway.
It's over for us.
Right? It's getting, I mean, we're getting quite a few views. I won't even lie. When I look, I'm really surprised. Some of these lives, the last one that I did on Tuesday, right now it's only got 51 views. But by next week, it's going to have more than that, because we normally get anywhere, we top out around 82 to 100 and something views. One of them's 115, one of them's 215, 187, 169, 353. Just different things like that. I mean, and they're still going up because we're getting new subscribers. I mean, I see yours went up to like 131 subscribers finally.
Yeah.
Yours is doing just like mine. It's starting to slowly climb, and that's like mine. I topped out finally. I hit 2,729, and I've been at 2,700 for like a week. And then hopefully by the end of this weekend, it'll go up, because like I said, I'll be doing my live appearance at this show to support Pro Wrestling 225 and to be there, hopefully to get some video content, some pictures and things to show you guys next week on the show, just to talk about Pro Wrestling 225. But, to answer Darren Walker's question, with Charlotte off for her wedding, I know she's going to be out for a number of months, they've said. They said she's taken, I want to say it was at least 3 to 4 months out for, I think it was 3 to 4 months out for the wedding to an Andre and the honeymoon and stuff like that. Maybe longer, not sure. And as it pertains to Sasha and Naomi on the walking out part,
better way to do business.
There is. It's never been a good idea. I mean, when Steve Austin did it, it didn't look good. When CM Punk did it, it didn't look good. You should never take your ball and go home. The more honorable thing would have been to have went and talked to creative, or went above creative's head and talked to Vince. Vince is always there and has an open door policy at every show. If any of the people, on the staff has a problem, they're more than welcome to come talk to him. They probably won't like the answer they're going to get most of the time, because it's Vince McMahon, pal. We do shit my way. It's what's best for business. That's good shit, pal. I like it. Yeah. Sure. So you may not like the answer you're going to fucking get, but Sasha Banks has been around for a while, and she's pretty well fucking over. And the fact that she's Snoop Dogg's cousin, and Snoop Dogg kind of, can do whatever the fuck he wants and come around whenever he wants and go to AEW and do what he wants there and get away with it and come back and things is another big reason they keep her around, in my opinion. But walking out, doesn't matter where you're at. It just, man, I don't feel like you should walk out. I feel like they should be reprimanded in some form or fashion. They left the belts with John Laurinaitis. I would say strip them of the belts to teach them a lesson. That's just my opinion. I don't book the shit. If they worked for me, that's what I'd do. I mean, you left the belts with my vice president of talent, I think is what he is nowadays. You left the belt with the vice president of talent. You're no longer the champion. You forfeited them to the vice president of talent. So you got to go back to the bottom of the fucking barrel. We're going to have a tournament to crown the new women's tag champions because you didn't want to do your job. So you left the belts and went home. So therefore, in my opinion, you forfeited the belts. That's what I would do. Just show them that they're replaceable. Because in a day, I don't want to sound like I'm being negative, but in a day and age like we've got right now, they are kind of fucking replaceable. I mean, and I didn't know that Toni Storm had walked out. And that made me, I'm thinking, why did she walk out? What's going on? And I get it. Okay, I get it. A lot of people have heat with Athena, Ember Moon, because she mentioned the fact that in one of the production meetings for NXT, that they asked the women to dress more slutty, more revealing, to let their breasts hang out more, to let their bottoms hang out more, to wear more revealing clothing. And she wasn't happy about that. And when she voiced her opinion, Booker T jumped her ass and said she was in the wrong for mentioning that. In my opinion, if she didn't feel comfortable doing that, which here you go again. You've been in the wrestling, and I've known Athena. I personally have met Athena and worked shows with her. Before she became Ember Moon and started wearing some of the stuff she wore as Ember Moon, the shit she wore as Athena didn't cover much. Okay? When she was coming out with the Angel of Sin. So I don't see where any of these women should have a fucking problem showing off some shit, okay? Because they all want to go start an OnlyFans page and show their fucking clitorosaurus and their fucking titamonguses and all that other shit to everybody. So
that's
why
good
the fuck,
shit, pal.
Right. Why the fuck you got a problem showing it off on fucking free TV if you're gonna fucking go get motherfuckers to pay to whack off to watch it, okay? That's just my fucking opinion. But I don't know what Toni Storm's legitimate bitch and complaint was, but the fact that she fucking walked out and went to AEW, I'd make her non-rehireable by WWE. I wouldn't ever hire her back. That'd be my honest opinion. I didn't know she walked out until somebody mentioned it the other day. Somebody said, I don't know why people are all bitching about Sasha and Naomi walking out when Toni Storm walked out, 2 weeks ago? And I was like, wait a minute. It was more than 2 weeks ago, but you know what I'm saying. She walked out and nobody bitched at her. They were all proud of her. I was like, I didn't know she walked out. That's how little I watch WWE.
I didn't know she walked out either.
Right. But, if you walk out and you quit and you go somewhere else, I think you should be non-rehireable. Don't come back. You burnt that bridge. You know what I'm saying? And forever today, Jeff Jarrett was in that situation until they made amends and he went in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So, there's got to be some kind of punishment for Sasha and Naomi. In my opinion, the perfect punishment would be just take the fucking belt since they left them with John Laurinaitis and move on to the next fucking tag team champions for the women division and let them fucking start over at something else. It makes sense. You left the belt. You didn't want to be champions anymore.
There you go. There's your answer.
If I was going to fucking walk out, I'm taking the belt with me. That way I'm going to pull a Ric Flair, motherfucker. You going to pay me. I'm going to pull a Ric Flair. I'm going to go home and have Jack Tunney cut me a fucking $250,000 check. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do it right.
Yeah.
Pull a Jeff Jarrett. Pull a Ric Flair. Because back in the day, Ric Flair went home with the WCW title.
Uh-huh.
He was WCW champion. They moved on and let him go. He had the belt at home. They kept wanting the belt. He said, I want my deposit check for when I was NWA champion back then. That's $250,000. Back in the day, when you won the NWA title, you had to put a deposit down to be champion.
Yeah, I thought it was like 25.
I think it's like 225,000. It's like $250,000 from what I was told. I may be wrong. I'll have to redo my research, and if I misquoted, but I think he tried to charge interest too.
Oh, well.
Knowing Flair, he probably did try to charge some fucking interest. I don't blame him.
So he can pay the tab at the bar.
Or the alimony for the divorce. Oh, shit. But no, I've never understood. If you're going to walk out, do it right, take the belt, act like a big shot, fucking put on a show, tell them you want more money, tell them something. If I've ever quit a fucking job, I didn't go quietly, I'll tell you that.
Let's do something interesting next week.
What you want to do?
Let's talk CCWA.
All right, we can do some of that. Also next week, we'll be talking about,
And let's find one of our matches. Let's find one of the matches and talk about.
You're gonna make me watch that shit? I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting shit that happened during that time.
Let me check my. We'll have our shortest. We'll have our winner of our shortest poll as well. So we can talk about that next week too. So
and figure out which match you want to go through and do it over, and we'll talk. You was around me, so you could, kind of know what kind of questions to ask and stuff.
Yeah.
And we can go through it and it'll be very interesting.
It'd be real interesting. I think I know which one I want to go with. I want to go with the main event of the last show. If that's on anybody's YouTube, I'll have to search for it.
Yeah, it's on Mr. Paul's Wrestling website. It's on Mr. Paul's Wrestling.
Yeah, I'll look and see. Also, like I said,
maybe we can get Adam on here.
There you go. I hadn't talked to him in forever.
Or I could probably talk to my sister.
There you go. We can. Oh boy, you sure you want to get her on here? Well, you might not fucking get talked to again for a year. Good God, she may disown you.
We got an understanding on it.
Okay. Anyway, Hornswoggle won the overall of the shortest poll so far, so we can talk about him next week too. If you got any more, horny. If you got any more shows you want to promote, Vincent Guerrero here says that the next XPW show is June 25th in Pomona, California. Yeah, I know. I've promoted it once, and I'm not going to promote it too many more times because I'm not over on XPW.
2 days after somebody special's birthday.
Yours, sir. Yours. But I'm not over on XPW. I'm sorry. I'm still waiting on Rob Black to message me back to come on the show and explain to me why the first show was so shitty, because I wasn't impressed. Worst fucking death matches I've ever seen. I could have pissed better matches than he had on. That was as bad as a purge match we had to sit through. You wanna pull that up and watch that shit again and waste another 10 minutes of our fucking lives?
Sure, let's do that.
Oh God, I'm kidding. I don't want to waste another 10 minutes of my life.
I doubt if we can get Christian to come on there.
I was gonna say I don't even think that shit's on YouTube.
He's got it somewhere.
Yeah, he's gonna try to sell it on DVD. Didn't nobody want to buy that shit after they had to sit through it? That was the worst fucking match I'd ever seen.
I'll try to get a hold of him, see if I can find out if they send me the video.
Good God, you're gonna waste our time. You're gonna waste these people's time. They'll never watch our show again.
Yes, because I mean, who wouldn't want to see Ed from 90 Day Fiance?
Right. I give up. I can't deal with you.
Look, I said that one day. I was sitting here at the house and somebody was live. Wrestling was up here at the fairgrounds. And the guy from there, I didn't recognize him, but he was there wrestling. They had a tag team tournament for the tag belts.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about how shitty it was. And he turned, I said, who is that? Is that Ed from 90 Day Fiance? And it fucking popped on everybody. And one of the worst matches on the fucking on the whole damn night.
Right.
Got like the most views on Hellraiser's YouTube page at the time.
Jesus. So I'm gonna throw some names to you. Some of them the fans will know, some of them won't. Hold on, I got a comment back here from Mr. Guerrero. He said, what I read about the Rebirth XPW show was the New York Athletic Commission does not allow death matches, good talent, but that crowd of maybe 150 was sad looking. I didn't watch Rebirth. I'm talking about the last show they did there in California.
Where they brought out all the XPW guys, OPW guys.
Yeah,
Oh, guys.
Vic
Vic
Vicious
Grimes.
or Vic Grimes and
Vic Vicious is Scotty, man.
Yeah, I know.
I know he didn't wrestle in that shit.
No. Dude says if you want to talk worst matches from IWA Deep South. Never heard of IWA Deep South, have you?
Ain't for sure. I might have.
I don't know. But no, that last XPW show I watched was like I said, I'd love to get Rob Black on the show, find out what happened in California, why they had so many non-deathmatch guys on there, and understand why what COVID. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm gonna throw some names out to you.
Okay.
Some of them you're gonna know, some of them the fans will know, some of them the fans won't know. All of them you're gonna know. I want your honest. I just want your honest opinion. Short and sweet. If you think they're a good guy, you can say good guy. If you got a real distaste for them, you can tell me you got a real distaste for them. We'll start with Vince Russo.
Oh, I like him.
Okay.
He's a good dude.
Jim Cornette.
He a mouthy little fucker, but I like him. He's probably. I think he's right there on top of the Mount Rushmore of managers.
I agree. Good sir. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
One of the greatest babyface of all time.
That's your boy Ric Flair.
The greatest heel of all time.
Okay, now I got to ask you, do you think MJF is on that level with Flair, or is he still getting there?
Man, MJF, boy.
That's what I'm saying.
He's on a level. He's on that level. I think he's on that level.
That's what I'm saying, because MJF, man, to me is like a modern day Ric Flair.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll accept that. Yeah.
He don't have the belt, and but he's kind of got his own version of the Horseman, the Pinnacle, even though it's kind of falling apart.
Yeah, the pineapple.
The pineapple. Tony Khan.
I appreciate him bringing a new alternative. Too many surprises. And like you said, the lights go out, somebody shows up. We'll stop that shit. Too many surprises.
Let's go with
I like who?
Heisman.
Like Jamie Heisman?
Yeah.
Look, he listens. He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
I just want to see if your answer was the same as it was the night you were drunk.
I like Jamie. I really like Jamie. Jamie's a good guy.
Let's go a little old school here.
Okay.
Jerry Jarrett.
I can't really do a whole lot. I say a whole lot about Jerry Jarrett because I didn't get to watch him a whole lot. I did, but I don't remember. But totally thankful for what he did for what I grew up watching for Memphis wrestling.
All right, that brings me to my next one. Randy Hales.
I like Randy. Randy's something else. I mean, we've been around Randy personally, and Randy's something else. I'm still waiting for that fucking DVD.
I know, right? I was waiting for that comment.
Jerry Lawler?
Yeah, Jerry Law.
A lot of people say negative things about him. But he's always been cool with me. You see it on my YouTube channel. You've seen it on my Facebook page. He did a, he spoke out about you're on deck with Titanic.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, the only bad interaction I ever had with Jerry was him not wanting to put somebody over clean or whatever. And other than that, he's always been good to me. And the next name on the list, I wasn't going to bring him up until you was talking about Jerry, and then I got to bring up Brian Christopher.
I've had run-ins with Brian.
See, and that's my thing is I've heard people say that, and
he's been a real. Now he's never personally. Well, yeah, he's been personally a dick to me, and a smart ass, but when the bell rang, he was good. But personally,
now, and I want to ask you some numbers here real quick. I know you booked him a few times. I booked him in Rector. What did they charge you when Brian came in? What was his booking fee?
So I didn't get Brian.
Okay.
Teddy got Brian.
Oh, so how much did he charge Teddy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But after he pissed me off and I told Brian to go fuck off, Brian I was doing a benefit show for the Boy Scouts in Manila.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to bring Brian in because I wanted to bring Brian in to work Chris Hollywood.
Right.
And Brian went down to 200.
Okay.
Which I would have done it, but, he'd already pissed me the fuck off.
See, when I was running my shows in Rector, Derek King said something about bringing Brian in, and I said, "Oh, okay, that's fine. We can bring Brian in." I was doing a benefit for David Van Gilder, and I said, "That's fine." I said, "I'll pay for Brian." I said, "What's his normal going rate?" And they're like, "Oh, well, he'll drop it because it's a benefit." So we paid $200. I believe it was $200. 150, 200. I think Derek covered 50 of it or something. I don't remember. We went on the show together, so I don't remember exactly how it worked, but it was around $200.
Now there is something I have noticed. Certain big name talent will work for certain people.
Yep. Cheaper
than others.
Yes. Brian, I will say after, me and Brian have known each other since I was probably 16.
Right.
And we got to be real close. And when we were on shows together, we would hang out. He would always have a private dressing room. And he didn't allow very many people in other than me because I was always reffing his matches. He wouldn't allow anyone else if I was there to ref his match. I always had to be his ref and the guy he was working. And so I would sit in there and shoot the shit most of the night with Brian when I wasn't in the ring, and got to know Brian real well.
Right.
And when, we worked shows, he would work pretty cheap for me, about $150, $200 most of the time when I booked him, other than the one night in Rector, for the benefit. And that was through Derek. And he didn't know that I was the one booking him. He thought Derek was the one booking him. So that's why he charged Derek too, I guess. Right. And we went with that. But now I just had to think about it and ask about Brian, because people, like you said, people always tell stories about Lawler being a dick. Like I said, I only had the one run-in with him, never had any other problems with him. He was always gracious and good to me, always willing to give me advice. And Brian, I know Brian could be a dick at times, but that's Brian. Right. I mean, it just depends on what mood. We can all be dicks. I mean, we all have that personality. I mean, man, there's times when and I'm glad I don't live around the area anymore, because I used to go to the mall and people would remember me as Biscuit and they'd come up to me and start calling me Biscuit and shit. And I hated that. Dude,
I'm going to tell you a story. back when, what's that damn wing? Wings to Go was down there across from the Indian Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Ron Horn went there. I had just won the ASWF heavyweight title.
Right.
So I took it with me.
Mm.
I went to Wings to Go to watch the pay-per-view. And me and Ron took this. We took some black markers in. We took our pictures in with us.
Yeah.
And we sat, and I had my belt out there sitting up. Bought a ticket to watch the pay-per-view. And sat there and started doing autographs and everything.
Now, see, that's one thing. But I'm talking about, I'm out with, I was out with my girlfriend at the time. We was eating our fucking pretzels and shit, walking through the mall, just trying to enjoy a day out. And people,
I've had those days too.
That's like, I get it. Randy Orton, I love Randy. He got heat the last time he was in Jonesboro because he was at the gym and he told people, look, I want to get my workout in. I'll take, fuck off. I'm trying to do my workout. It's
and the
one
guy
thing.
that guy kept on trying to take pictures of him.
Yeah. Like if you harass somebody and shit, that's one thing. But if you let me get my workout in and then after my workout, you ask me for a picture, that's fine. Don't harass me while I'm eating my fucking pretzel at the goddamn, food court. That's just rude as shit.
Now I've been hollered at plenty of times, and my wife at the time, she just rolled her eyes in the back of her head, and I didn't mind it. I liked it. I didn't care.
Well, I mean, I liked it, but there's a limit. I mean, if I walk out and what's his name, Tyrus or whatever from NWA, he lives over in Mandeville. If I were to go into Mandeville to go shopping and I see him at a store, I'm not just going to run up to him and go, hey, can I get your autograph and a picture? But I mean, if we get close enough to each other, I might shake his hand and say, hey, seen you on NWA. You look pretty good up there. But that's me. I guess I don't mark out as bad as I used to people,
Right.
I don't know.
I'm going to make my way closer to people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no shit. I mean, I want to shake his hand, meet him, maybe get a picture, something, but I'm not going to make it obvious that I'm that little fan kid that, oh my God, look, it's Tyrus from NWA.
Well, I had 5 little kids. I had 5 kids come up to me Saturday night and ask for my autograph.
Well, they should. You're a fucking legend.
And they's like, are you wrestling? I said, no, I'm the cameraman. Oh, that's so cool. I said, yeah, I spent the other 24 years getting my ass whooped, but
right.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. That's my wife's fear for Saturday night is I'm going to get that itch and want to get back in there. So we'll see how Saturday night goes. I'm going to Pro Wrestling 225. I will be live in Denham Springs in person. I may do a live feed that night, but definitely going to try to grab some footage, some pictures.
And I ain't doing shit this weekend.
Titanic's taking the weekend off. How about that? Ain't that some shit?
Maybe a little extra work.
There you go. But that is about it for today. We are about to wrap it up here for Dynasty of Wrestling and On Deck with Titanic.
And next week will be the last show because we're doing the CCWA shit.
No, it won't be the last show. If they ain't kicked us off YouTube yet, we're good, my brother. We're good. As long as they don't kick us off. Next week, we will be doing the CCWA show. We'll find a match to watch along with you guys and talk about. Maybe we'll go to Resurrection, you sacrilegious bastard. We'll also talk a little bit about Hornswoggle and his very short career. I mean, very great career as one of the shortest men in pro wrestling. As he won the poll for the shortest pro wrestler. I get the point about fans harassing or being too much a fan of wrestlers. There was a clip of some kid with his dad. Kid was filming Randy Orton washing his hands. What the fuck? Yeah, I strongly agree. There's sometimes you don't want to film.
Have you heard of Wade Barrett's story of him being at a gym, and this little 16-year-old kid was, was following Brock Lesnar around and followed Brock into the bathroom?
No.
You gotta look that shit up. That is funny shit.
I bet Brock whooped that kid's ass.
He turned around and yelled at the kid, "Are you trying to look at my penis?"
Right? I mean, shit. God,
I'll try to find it. I'll try to find it and send it to you.
Okay, sounds good. I'll get to looking for some CCWA stuff that we can throw out there next week. I'm gonna throw my banners back up one more time before we go off the air. Mad Rabbit, Code Divine10 saves you 20% off. You got soothing gel for the repair of your new tattoos. We've got the enhancer to make those bitches shine. We've also got the body wash, the sunscreen. Check it out at madrabbit.com. Code Divine20 saves you 20% off. And of course, don't forget repsports.com. They've been with us since the very beginning. Code Divine10 saves you money. I believe it's anywhere from 10 to 20% off. Pre-workouts, hyper sleep. Man, they got all kinds of cool shit. And don't forget to follow us on deck with Titanic and, of course, Dynasty of Wrestling on YouTube. Both on YouTube. We were live on both channels today, so you could have seen us on two different sides.
You can also catch my podcast on anchor.com.
Yeah, you can catch mine on Anchor. You can catch mine on, I think it's
or anywhere.
Well,
actually, yeah, Castbox. I mean, anywhere you find it, Spotify. You can find it. Probably both of us out there. So.
Yeah, they've got a number of different stations that our podcasts are on now, but definitely check those out. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Again, we'll be live next Thursday. I'll be live this weekend at Pro Wrestling 225. Titanic's taking the weekend off. Any shows that you know of this weekend that are in your vicinity that are going on that we need to plug before we go?
No, but next Thursday I'll let you know. But next Saturday, CCW in Missouri is having a big show.
Okay.
So
if you can get a flyer or something, send it to me. I'll put it up for the slideshow. But got our background music rolling. I'm going to crank it up, and we're going to get out of here for the day. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And we will see you guys next week.